Recess meeting to order.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. I appreciate everyone reconvening here to take up this last order of business that we have. Of course, at our last meeting last week, we amended the agenda to add item 9E, and that was consideration. We have Clintwood Rescue and Hayside Rescue that is looking to apply for a grant that's coming up due that we need to consider because there is a match on it. And of course, I've given you two handouts. The single page, if we'll look at that one first, it is for Clintwood Rescue. They are asking for, or they were looking at a grant for 3 drills, 3 needle sets, and Kenwood mobile radios, for 3 of their ambulances. This outfit all 3 ambulances. The total that they're asking for themselves is $19,428, and our 30% match would be $5,828.40. And then together, in the TEF books, I had missed that. The TEF books is for them. The Clintwood and Hayside regional grant items is for the ESO software and the medications. And these are a 70-30 grant. The regional is $25,800 with a 30% match of $77.40. In case you have to redo the math on that top one to include the TEF books, if you can. You got a calculator? You'll add the TEF book with it and then recompute to 30%. We'll have to update that top one because I didn't include it previously.
So the tough boots go in with the top one?
Yes, they go in with the top one.
Yeah.
So how much is it now? She's
It's gonna bring it to, roughly 26,000, 27,000.
Were we done with the Clintwood one right here, you said?
Yeah.
So our total would be what?
Let me get you an
Oh,
updated
okay.
total on that one.
28,251.
It's gonna be 19,428.
Plus
Plus 88.23.
28.
So our updated total on the top one for Clintwood only changes from 19,428 to 28,251. That's what gets you whenever you try to do something last minute when it first comes in. But 28,251, and then our 30% match on that would change from 5,800 to 8,475.30. And then if we add in the match for the combined grant with Hayside and Clintwood, the total on this ask would be a match of $16,215.30 that we would have to consider. And again, that would be to outfit all 3 of Clintwood ambulances, Clintwood Rescue's ambulances, drill and needle sets, the mobile radios that's needed for those ambulances, and then 2 new computers for 2 of the ambulances. Then for Clintwood and Hayside regional grant items, it's going to be for their ESO software, which is an annual software that handles all of their call data, their medical data goes into, and then for some additional medications between the 2 of them. So $25,800 for that. So that's our first request. I spoke with Mr. Mullins on the phone. He wasn't able to be here with us this morning, but of course Mr. Bartley's here if anyone has any questions on the last part that they're together, or I could try to get Nathan on the phone to answer any questions on this. So.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
Will this come out of this year's budget, or are we gonna budget it for our July?
More than likely, as far as with the grant award and stuff, it would come out of July. But even with something like this, it would be money that basically has to be pulled out of reserves. As we go into our budget workshop next, we're a very, very tight budget next year. So anything that we do is gonna have to come out of reserves. But at the same time, if this is needs that they have, if we can only have to pay for 30% of it, is a good thing, so.
Yeah. I
But
see
don't
it.
know, and if you want to, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and talk about the other requests too, and then y'all can consider them together or separately, or how you want to consider, but we'll look at the entire picture here.
Yeah, because we're looking at 150 or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 135 on this one and 16,215. So the other one is an estimate from Mr. Bartley, and of course, I'll let him share with this in a moment, but I've had some conversations with his staff on this. If you'll notice, this is a quote for a diesel. And I told them that we were not buying diesels, it had to be a gas. And I spoke with Logan a couple of days ago, and he mentioned he was gonna call some of y'all's board members to see if you'd be willing to make an exception to do a diesel. But a diesel ambulance, a box type ambulance is coming in, you can see on the last page, at $451,681.25. And the recent grant that you all approved for Clintwood Rescue that they got awarded for was for a gas ambulance. And again, I'm sure prices have changed a little bit in recent months, but it was $428,367 for the gas model. And again, you're looking at the match on what the diesel would be there. Our match would be $135,504.38. And Mr. Bartley was blessed to receive a new ambulance there a couple of years ago as far as on a grant, but he's got two other ambulances that are old, and I know the truck shop's done a lot of work to them. Those two Dodges, you've put a lot into them. You've done a lot of work to them. Truck shop's done a lot of work to them, so.
And it's getting so we can't make
Yeah.
half dozen runs without having to work on it.
Mr. Bartley, you want to share anything with us? I know I spoke with Logan on this, because the board has said, they're only buying gas ambulances, and you gave us a quote for a diesel.
If that's what they want, that's fine. I will not argue with you on that. My two old trucks are both diesel. One is 15 years old, the other is 16 years old. And I have really had no problem to mount anything out of the motors, other than I had an engine oil cooler go out on one. And this year, I've had part of the turbo to go out on the other truck.
Mr. Hollis, we've talked before, it's our new DEF systems is what's killing us, the pre-DEF, and those Cumminses that you've got are strong, and they're tough as nails. Them old Cumminses are like you've got now.
These new DEF systems are giving them a lot of trouble, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna argue on the gas. From what they're telling me, we might be better off to go with gas.
Yeah, and after talking to people that have the gas engines and stuff, they're not having any issues
Well,
as
that's
far
great.
as power
I'm
and
happy to go
abilities.
with the gas if that's what you want.
And did you get us a gas quote as well?
About $11,000-12,000 higher.
Did you get us a gas quote as well?
Yes, sir. Did I
Okay.
not, did you not get it?
And I just got the estimate for the diesel, so.
I've got one right here.
Gas cost more?
No.
I didn't think it did.
Do what?
Does the gas engine cost more?
No, the diesel is about $11,000.
Oh, I thought you said the other way around, so.
That's sort of how I took it.
Diesel fuel is.
I always know
I didn't
diesel
think it
costs
would be.
more.
Guys too, isn't it?
It is, and then you got
Do we have funds
oil
in the,
changes and the DEF fluid and
casino
all that.
money?
There's a lot.
could this come from
Oh,
that?
good diesel,
That was
yes,
a couple out of reserves, anything that you do is gonna couple out of
So
reserves.
over the years, you're
Because that
spending
money's
a
already
lot
accounted for
more.
in the budget. It's
Maintenance
sitting
line.
like in a pot somewhere,
Okay,
waiting to
okay.
spend as part of the budget, so.
This is the gas engine, but I had a question, I called them last night, on this fleet Ford number. We can get a discount
Right.
if you all have that number.
We do,
I
we've got
thought
that
you
number.
did,
Yes,
but I'll need it.
okay, yeah, we can
that
get that
number.
for you.
And, Osage, where we bought ambulances off of them, give us a
$5,000 discount,
But that's on the gas
okay.
motor.
So the gas motor looks like would be if y'all wanna make it up, 440,000,
Contingency fund.
281.25.
440.
281.25.
It's not cheaper, that's higher.
And let me see what the,
No, on the
No.
back page, it's
Oh.
451,
Oh,
it's
where's the
11.
back? Oh, yeah, okay.
See,
our match on that would be 132,084.38. And as Mr. Bartley shared, with the Ford fleet number, we can provide that. So it is subject to potential additional discount from Ford on the chassis with the Ford fleet number that we have. And with our Ford fleet number, we have to use that anytime we're buying, like when Clintwood, bought their ambulance, and actually when Terry bought his last ambulance, we had to give the Ford fleet number, and, like with our sheriff's cars and stuff, so, so really, the two requests that we're looking at as far as with an ambulance, if y'all decide to go with the gas ambulance for Hayside, 132,084.38, and then the combined Hayside Clintwood grant, and the small items that Clintwood is asking for is an additional 16,215. So you're looking at about $152,000. And again, this isn't something that's in a line item budget. It's nothing that's gonna fit in our next year's budget. As we move into our next item here, our budget workshop, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to look at and a lot of cuts to make. Any funds spent here would have to be pulled out of reserve to do this, but it is needs that the county has. And if we can buy something that we need at only 30% versus paying full price for it, I would always recommend that we do that, so.
So actually, we will just have to make a motion that they can
To
apply
allow
for
them to
the
apply
grant.
for the grant, and that we would cover the 30% match, and then, of course, they'd have to be successful with their grant, and then,
Right.
as we work through the budget, then hopefully, we can figure out the money, if we have to pull money out of reserves, and we can get it as a line item in our budget to handle these, so.
Or just give them permission to
Permission to
pursue.
apply at this time, yes, sir.
But by giving them permission to apply,
We're agreeing to
we're
cover.
we're
Agreeing to
agreeing
cover.
to match the 30%. I mean,
If
give
they're
them that
successful.
30%.
Correct.
If I may mention one thing, I believe that's a 2029 truck, so you've got couple years.
Couple of years out on these, yeah.
Couple years out, they got about 3-year deliveries.
Really?
That's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah. More than too old to make that long.
I didn't realize it's 29. I didn't look at it that close, so.
But I thought that might help you all a little bit on knowing it's not gonna have to come up next month.
Right.
Next year.
So
So
we're
do-
looking at possibly 3 years out, 2.5, 3 years out
It's a 2029.
before
truck.
we'd have to have that whole 150,000. Well, whole 135,
132,
32. This would probably be sooner.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
would be sooner because, if they got
Yeah.
awarded on that, I'm sure those items would be available, pretty quickly, so.
Mr. Chairman, do we need a motion to approve this?
Do we need a motion?
Yes, sir, we
Yeah.
got that motion.
So I'll make that motion that we approve the, match for the rescue squad. What
Thank
they're
you.
To
asking.
allow them to do the grant. I second that motion that we allow them to apply for the grants.
Thank you, Ms. Willis. Any further discussion? And that's for the gas. Is that,
Yes,
Correct.
Yes.
okay, so for the gas.
because we're just buying gas on.
Now, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? All right. Congratulations.
Trying to do you proud, right, and, I think the 15-year-old truck, the 16-year-old truck we've got are actually still running good. If
Yeah,
you
they're still
want-
running.
If when we get another M, I'll put those two up for sale or whatever you want to do. One of them, actually, mine of them would be good to keep in reserve,
Right.
like I've done with 64. Clintwood's used it twice. I was at Sandy Ridge, and they said it wouldn't fit in their bay, they couldn't use. It's more good having a spare truck,
Right.
I think.
I think that's a good idea.
So we need a motion to adjourn?
We do.
I make a motion that we adjourn, our recess meeting.
Anybody
I'll
second?
second.
Oh, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well.
Hey, can I
Any
keep this
opposed?
one on